Fight fans, this is Gert DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Canelo Alvarez. Terence Bud Crawford signed for sometime in September. We got Vincent N. King Kurt in the building. Counterpunch to you. Mama Lou in the building. Hey, Kurt, how's it going? Going pretty good, man. We have a fight. We have a fight. Now, they've been talking about this fight for a long time. Ready? Is it done? Will it happen? So, many sources, people. USA Today, Ring Magazine, right? ESPN, The Sun, Showbiz the Adult, Showbiz the Adult. All right, man, look. Everybody is reporting that this fight is signed, right? My only thing is, we haven't heard it from Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, you know, as far, because, you know, I just got through working out, so I don't really know what's going on up here. Oh man, another wreck. Got to be careful on these highways, people. Got to be careful on these highways. So that car's still in the ditch. But anyhow, back to what I was saying. I want to know, I want some confirmation from the fighters. Ed Ellerby, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Ed Ellerby in the building, people. Alvarez. Let's talk about supreme, undisputed dominance. You know, and I think about this fight a lot, and I have a lot of videos to make about Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford. You know, because I'll be, you know what? You know, I'm a heavyweight. You know, I'm a heavyweight. But I kind of get burnt out on heavyweights talking about the same shite. Tired of talking about the same shite. That's why I'm excited, because, you know, Crawford and Canelo. Crawford has an itinerary that he sticks to. You notice he wanted Errol Spence. He finally got Errol Spence. And one thing about Terence, people gave him a hard time. They're like, man, and you know, and you know, you don't want Spence. Spence too big for you. Spence is gonna hit you and hurt you. You're too small. You ain't about that work. You can't even hurt Errol Spence. There's nothing you can do. I mean, the excuses got worse and worse. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at Terence Crawford and I'm looking at Errol Spence, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? Terence is going to beat Errol Spence. But not only did I think Terence was going to beat Errol Spence, it was also the struggle of people that really, truly didn't want that fight to happen. And I think deep down inside, people ironically want or don't want Terence to fight Canelo because they think Canelo's just too big for Terence. He's coming up 2 or 3 weight classes if you count 154 or not. And people think that, hey, that's too much for Bud. You got guys the same height. Canelo Alvarez is a small 168 pounder. He's just exceptionally big for 168. And he packs a punch at 168. Okay? Really at 175. I mean, he can knock drunk older fighters out like Kovalev. So, you know, I mean, how much credit could you give him at that point? But at 168, Canelo Alvarez is still a beast. So there's a lot of question marks for Terence Crawford. One, for 154. We don't know what he's going to do at 154. He's only fought one time. Fought Madrimov. We will learn on the 22nd what Madrimov is truly about, if he is improved. Or was Bud, you know, one of those guys that just was in there with a tough guy that will excel in his career. If he excels, then people will then look back at Terence Crawford and give him the nod. But I think that's like a delayed effect, because it's a delayed appreciation for someone like Terence Bud Crawford, because Madrimov ain't fought a Virgil Ortiz or a Boa Chuck or a Fundora. You know what I mean? He hasn't fought those guys like that. He just hasn't done it. So, I mean, I think people don't want to give Terence Crawford his flowers, even though he's won every professional fight that he's ever been in. Yes, he broke his knockout streak with fighting Madrimov, but Madrimov actually went 12 rounds. Middleton's Jay in the building. Howdy, Kurt. Crawford is just too small for Canelo's silly fight. They said that about Errol Spence. Now, understand, when the fight happens, okay, when it happens, if Canelo hits Crawford with something that he just can't handle, then we'll know then he can't handle it. But at that point, you can't call it, and I'm not going to sit there and call it a silly thing. I'm not going to sit there and say, I told you so. No, because I'm a Crawford believer. But I'm also a realist. Let's look at it this way. Crawford going up in weight, 135 to 140, 147, 147 to 154, 154 to 168. If he loses, he will go right along in the same patterns as guys like Naoya Inoue, Chocolatito Gonzalez, guys like that. Even Canelo Alvarez. Everyone has a cap. Is it Crawford's cap? We don't know. I'm saying this. I have faith that he will fight Canelo smart. His IQ is off the chain. I think Crawford is a lot stronger than people think he is. And I think he's just trying to test how strong he really is. You know, you can bench press 200 pounds, but people say you couldn't bench press 300 based on your weight until you bench press 250. Then people start thinking, well, maybe he could get, you know. But if you haven't done 275 or 280, how the hell are you going to bench press 300? So, you know, the analogy goes like this. If Crawford gets beat, he will be like Chocolatito Gonzalez. He will eventually be like Naoya Inoue, because Naoya will eventually go somewhere that he can't handle the punches. You know what I mean? Canelo Alvarez could not handle 175 because his punches weren't there. David Benavidez may be able to go to cruiserweight, but at cruiserweight he may not be able to handle the punches. Those shots will eventually get the better of him. You can only do so many things. There's only so many people at certain sizes that can go up in weight and still be victorious. Look at Chris Eubank Jr. He went and fought Carl Groves, right? George Groves, I'm sorry. He fought George Groves, and what happened? He got shut down because he knew I have no business being at 168, because he's not a 160, 100. He's not a super middleweight. He's not. And he had to find that out. Will that happen to Terence Crawford? Maybe. But I think Terence Crawford is better than guys like Chris Eubank Jr. I think he's on a totally different level than Chris Eubank Jr. Let's just have Crawford. Let's just hope Crawford isn't in a car crash before he fights Crawford. Say what you will. That guy that got in that car crash, which is Errol Spence Jr., fought other guys after that. I mean, he fought one of the hardest punchers in the welterweight division, as they say. As they say. And who was that? That was Danny Garcia. He mopped the floor with Danny Garcia. He didn't even need a tune-up. Then he beat Yordenis Ugas. Even though Yordenis Ugas did catch him with some shots. But that fight woke me up too. I'm thinking, you know what? Errol Spence Jr., you know, it is what it is. I just hate it because people are still using that damn wreck as a reason why Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence. And I don't like it because I don't think it had much weight. Now, if it did, I hate it for Errol, because that means because of that wreck, he's altered his career. So if you can't fight at the top, at the pinnacle, or the way you were, it's sad. Now, I will say that it's sad. You shouldn't drive drunk, punk. That's all that means. You know, because at any time he could have brought an Uber and brought his rich ass home. You know what I mean? He could have left his car wherever the hell he was at. He could have left his car wherever it was at. He didn't have to flip it and destroy it. So you got a DWI, you possibly injured your career, altered your career, and you destroyed your very expensive automobile. That's what made Pacquiao so special. He just kept knocking them out. Well, That's what made Manny Pacquiao so special. That is true. Truth be told, that Margarito fight with Pacquiao, it could have been stopped in the 11th because he caught Margarito with a shot that Margarito didn't see. And Margarito, despite him being a cheating son of a bitch, he had a good chin. And for Manny to finally, do something to break that chin durability is something special being that small. Quan Big Guns in the building. What's up, my brother? Big Quan Guns. Counterpunch to you. Canelo said Crawford fighting him at 168 is easy money. Well, if it's easy money, that means he should be ready and eager to take it because he's had some easy fights his damn self. Okay? He's had some easy fights his damn self. So take that with a grain of salt. Bud will beat Canelo, mark my words, probably by unanimous decision. Well, I think he'll beat Canelo. I don't think he'll stop Canelo because he's just too sturdy. But, they said that about a lot of fighters, man. They said that about Oleg Moskayev, if you guys can remember him. This dude had a chin that looked like Superman. So does Canelo. Canelo looks like a redhead Superman with the jaw he has. That dude has a jaw. Then he got a thick neck and thick calf. So, when he gets hit with punches, his neck is able to absorb that shot. Look at Katie Taylor. That's why Katie Taylor's thick neck ass can take shots. The thicker your neck is, the better punches you can take. That's why I know like guys like Daniel Dubois hits really hard because Joshua got hit. Wow. Yeah, But it was a shot he didn't see. Who said Canelo and Terence is signed? A lot of sources. A lot of sources that say Canelo and Crawford is signed. Okay? Triple G couldn't stop Canelo. Doubt Crawford will. Probably on points for Crawford win, though. Yeah, I don't see him stopping him. But here's the thing. If he couldn't stop Madrimov, what makes you think he'll stop Canelo? That's a true statement. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's supposed to be in Vegas, so I don't like that. I wish it was in Saudi Arabia, but it just shows you the dominance of the cash cow and how he prefers fights to be. That reminds me so much of Floyd Mayweather because Floyd had fights in Vegas because he knew because he wanted them there. Simple. Floyd wanted that. He didn't want to go nowhere else. He wanted to go right up the street from his house. AJ doesn't have that natural thick thing. You know what? You're true about that. Because guys like Daniel Dubois, naturally thicker, naturally bigger dude, younger, stronger, What is it? Mighty Sep Sports. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I don't see Canelo stopping Bud. Canelo couldn't stop Ryder in Mexico. So, a lot of people are thinking that he just can't take the shots and this, that, and the other. I look at that and I don't think Canelo's desire is to stop people no more. And I think that may be his downfall. I don't think he's hungry like that. Because, I mean, he should have stopped Munguia and Belonga based on when he dropped him. And then he dropped them with punches that they went down suddenly. It wasn't no punch like it was a delayed reaction, or he hit him with a shot and then hit him with another shot and hit him with another shot. And you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like that. It was him catching that boy. Boom! 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 You know what I mean? And then when he caught these guys, it was more like, though, they went down. Like, so you think to yourself, like, okay, you couldn't duplicate that same effect in another round. Or did that knockdown just satisfy you on points, or satisfy the judges like, okay, this is the stronger guy. He's made the the pivotal moments in this fight. You know what I'm saying? He's taking control of this fight. But Canelo, we've seen too much of that Canelo that he shows remnants of himself, but he doesn't show who he was. That wasn't the same guy that we seen destroy Rocky Fielding. Rocky Fielding was a guy that just got punished. Liam Smith. You know what I mean? He didn't knock out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. either, though. But still, it is what it is. Then came the Triple G thing. He should have stopped Triple G in the third fight, but he didn't. You know what I mean? And I think that was just because he didn't feel like it. I think he wanted the rounds. But anything you can say about Canelo, he does not have ring rust, because he's went the series of these rounds. He has went 12 rounds in all of these fights. The last person that he knocked out was Caleb Plant. But I think, that was 4 years ago. So I think, I don't think he's hungry like that. Bud isn't Jermell Charlo. He's just going into this fight. Yeah. Well, Skrilla 50, he's going in to win. Crawford is an undefeated fighter. Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Charlo, Amir Khan. Those guys were not. Those guys knew what defeat were. They knew what defeat was. They know what it's like to be defeated. Bud would have KO'd Charlo. Bud has the skills to do it and the power. I think of those long arms ranging and throwing combinations, chopping down Canelo Alvarez, trying to avoid those shots. I think Crawford will do the unthinkable. And then it's safe to say, well, I can't even say I have a better resume than Floyd, because Floyd's resume was good the first half. It was decent the second half, but he was slacking, definitely in his older years. Because I think Manny Pacquiao has a better resume than Floyd, but did he beat Floyd? No. Kurt looking at Bud last fight. If he can't hurt Canelo, it will be a long night for Crawford. It might be a long night for both fighters anyway. Because if he didn't do it to Madrimov, what makes you think he's going to do it to Canelo? But him doing it to him being Canelo, not doing what he normally does, should raise a red flag too. You guys should understand that we talk about Bud and Madrimov. Well, what about Bud and Munguia? What about Bud and Belonga? What about Bud and Ryder? What about Bud in his last 3-4 fights? He hasn't stopped anybody. Even Charlo. Charlo went up there, and then, the way he started putting punches together on Charlo, I'm like, okay, Charlo goes down. Charlo takes a knee. Charlo takes a knee, gets back up. So why wasn't it instinctive for Canelo to press the gas a little bit more and continue what he did, but just more? Why wasn't it that? And that's what makes me wonder. Because I see Canelo slowing down, and as far as mentality goes, he's slowing down because he has no true desire to do that. He has no true desire to stop anyone. Kurt, doesn't this remind you of Mikey Garcia saying that he wanted something and saw something in Spence and got punished for 12 rounds? I see something similar. Nah, I don't. I don't see it similar at all. And see, those kind of fights like that with Mikey Garcia, he thought he was a cop-out. Mikey Garcia didn't have a chance. He didn't have a puncher's chance. He didn't have any chance. But he fought him. I called Mikey Garcia the Badger because, you know, he's smaller, shorter, fearless. So, yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see this fight. Canelo stopped to drop all the guys at 168, but that were bigger than him. Yeah, they were. Canelo also had a knee surgery before, so his mobility is limited. I heard that was cosmetic. Canelo KOs a fragile fighter like Billy Joe, and all of a sudden Canelo is a killer. Bud by masterclass unanimous decision. I got Bud, man. I'm not changing that. But if he gets knocked out, that won't be a surprise because that's what people think would happen. That's what people should want, you know, expect, basically, based on the size. But I'm not buying it. I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think Bud's going to come out there. You know, I think he's going to go out there and chop, drop, roll, skip, dip, and repeat the process. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Terence is going to go out there and put on a boxing masterclass, and he's going to mirror his performance against Floyd, Money Mayweather. He will end Bud in 6 rounds. Well, he should get full credit if he does, because that meant nobody else has done it. So nobody has beat Bud Crawford except Canelo Alvarez. I'm tired of this size shit, because the size shouldn't matter. The size always matters to people that think the size matters, and it don't. It doesn't matter in this situation until it does, if it does. But I don't think it will. I don't think that will be the case. I think Terence Crawford, you know, I think he will be quick enough, fast enough, smart enough to hang in there with Canelo Alvarez and box him accordingly. And meanwhile, avoid those huge shots from Canelo, because you know Canelo is going to come in with something huge. He's going to come up the middle with a right uppercut, especially if Bud's in the southpaw stance. He's going to chop down to the body with a right hand hook. You know what I mean? He's going to throw those shots together. And then he's going to hit with a hook. He's going to throw combinations at Terence Crawford. You know, I'm just interested to see what Terence does and how he will, you know, how he will respond to these shots. But if he can take them, that could be a good or a bad thing. A bad thing. He said, you Bud fans are in for a treat. In for a treat. Canelo will never KO Bud. It's wishful thinking from Canelo fanboys. I think it will be fairly easy for Bud. Bud has the best skills in boxing. Yeah, I wonder how Bud is going to handle Canelo, or how he's going to attempt to handle Canelo. I think you're understanding Canelo's power, Kurt. Yeah, Canelo, man, underestimating? No, I'm not. Because Canelo's dropped them big boys. Dude got a left hook on him, man. But I don't think Crawford will fight him scared. I just wonder what he's going to do. I mean, those feints, that bow. You know what I mean? That left hook, bro. That's what I'm concerned with. But hey, if Crawford goes out there and gets the Billy Goat shit beat out of him, I mean, hey, it's something that he learned. It's a learning process. It's a learning process, people. Bud gonna show y'all, watch. Okay? Go look. Bud showed everybody. He tried to tell everybody about it. Errol Spence. Now, oh, it was the car accident. You know what? This is what'll happen. Mark my words. When Bud beats Canelo Alvarez, people are going to say it's because Canelo Alvarez was slow. Because Canelo Alvarez was past his prime. Father Time got Canelo Alvarez. That's why he got beat. People are going to say that shit. And it will be the same people that said, oh, you know what? Crawford's too small. Bud is not for an ordinary fighter. He is a special fighter. Yeah, he has to show everybody how special he is. He got to go in there and make a statement against Canelo Alvarez. That's going to take balls, and it's going to take a lot of dangerous things to go through. So I'm excited for it, man. I want it to happen. Let the best fight the best. And I think that's the best fight that could happen at 168 anyway. Because David Benavidez is at 175. So, I think he talks up Canelo because people ask him about it. But there's no fight there. So this, Canelo might as well make his money besides just fighting bullshit fights for what? Well, millions of dollars, but still. Easy fight for Canelo. We'll see. We will see, guys. Kurt, I could see if Canelo was slipping, but he is as strong as he ever did. I don't know. You can be strong, but that doesn't mean you have stamina. And when you lack stamina, it's an issue. You think that this is going to be a really easy fight, Canelo, then you're high. Okay. It will be easier than Charlo. I doubt that shit. But keep in mind, most people that say that Canelo shit were old Spence fans. And Spence had a following from the PBC, Al Heyman, those Floyd, those Flomos. Yeah. And a lot of them didn't want Bud to fight Terence, Errol, because if he fought Errol and he beat Errol, it'll be exactly how it is now. But they had that card and they played it. Oh man, he was in a wreck, see? Okay. I already put the $1,000 aside for my betting on Canelo. You're gonna get your $1,000 and probably $1,013 back. I don't remember the last time I got a prediction wrong. I am not wrong. I picked Canelo initially. Now I'm in learning Bud. Please do. He's no joke, man. But they're both no joke, man. It's a good fight. It's a very good fight. The only thing we need to see is how Crawford responds to the punches at 168 weight class. That's it. Yeah. It's going to be the moment of truth. It's going to be the moment of truth. Let's see. If Canelo wins, he'll get full credit for beating the previously unbeaten dog. He should. He should, man. Canelo hits harder than your average 168-pounder. Yeah, he does. But remember, Crawford asked for this fight, so you can't feel sorry for him if he gets beat. I believe if Terence turns up, he will outwork and outbox Canelo. Even if Charlo turns it into a war, Terence usually thrives in those situations. Yep. You guys are tripping. This is a mismatch and who won't even be close. Anyway, fair play to Bud for the payday. He deserves it. Indomo Lionel. Okay. Man, right now, so far, we got 56% says Crawford beats Canelo. It's looking like a good year for boxing. Got a few good fights coming up. Yep. What are these guys doing? They're taking their time. This fight has been officially announced? No, but it's been announced on different platforms, so we'll see. We'll see, man. I was not a Spence fan, but still I think this is a mismatch, and will go down exactly like Canelo Charlo. Nah, it'll be better than that because Charlo was just trying to punt, box, and stay out of the way. He was afraid to engage because he was afraid to get knocked out, and he still got hurt, so it made no difference anyway. I like betting odds against Canelo. That's why I'm betting. What are the betting odds? It's 50-50 now. Kurt, Delicious One is a very good heavyweight that is turning up. Okay, cool. Man, they used to have these signs in America. Yeah. Construction workers, give them a break. Like, dude, come on. Kurt, are you going live for the Chisora Wilding fight? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm going live for Chisora versus Wileen. Look, you look sleepy and tired. Man, I am. I just got through working out. Just took a shot. Got to still run some errands, you know. There's no money in betting on a fighter that is expected to win. That's true. You should save your money. I agree on that. That's what I call a passive Minji bet. Have you got a different car? I have plenty of cars, different types of vehicles, yes. But no, man, I'm excited for it. So let's check. Okay, 14 votes. We got 57 says Canelo wins. 43 says Crawford wins. Okay. Pilot car, follow me. Is Zhang versus Cabello back on? Yeah, it's back on. Absolutely. It's Effie and Macaulay you got to worry about. Now what the hell is this? Oh yeah, they tripping, man. After what I saw from the David Benavidez fight, I could see David getting hurt against him. Yeah. Well, that just shows you people's perception on what they think people can take versus what they can do are different. Like, so I think we need to really understand that. We won't know it until we see it. Boxing is something that, yeah, you can have faith, you can be a fan, but a lot of people can be a fan of a fighter and really don't have faith in the fighter, you know? Kurt, who will Andy Ruiz versus Martin McCauley? I think Martin will chop him apart. I think he will chop him up. I think Andy Ruiz, no. Somebody that can punch like McCauley, somebody that chops those shots from where he's at. I don't think he'll come in to give Andy chances. I think he'll just destroy Andy from the outside. And it's probably going to be a long ass whooping too, because Andy Ruiz has a chin, because he has no neck. I think Bud has a very good chance of winning. Yeah, I think so too. I think people are overlooking him and underestimating him. That's what I think. I think Bud has a very good, okay. Yeah, man, Bud's a beast. Bud the Beast! Okay, out of 20 votes, 60% says Canelo wins, 40% says Terence Crawford wins. Canelo on the down now, Bud crisp. Well, I just want to know how much was said and how much they made, so. Small ass Hunter stop McCauley. Well, we will see, but still, that's Hunter though. That's not an Andy Ruiz. Or an Andy Ruiz is not a Michael Hunter. No. Wow, it was Bud winning the vote a second ago. Yeah, I know, right? People came in like, nah, Canelo's getting this. Nah. Hunter way more skilled than Ruiz. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, Ruiz is no Hunter. He is no Hunter. Okay? It's an end. Toast up for your birthday. Agree. People overlook Bud. Well, we'll see how much, though. I can't wait for the fight. Um, I just wanted to reach out to you guys live to ask how you thought of it. Out of 20 votes, it was 60-40, right? Yeah. No, 57-43. So Bud is coming back, man. I wish I could just keep it along, but I can't. So, running my first stop. Got to do some paperwork. But guys, we'll talk more about it. I have more videos coming about Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest. It was good to reach out to you guys, and everyone has been counterpunched. Peace!